There's nothing worse than lying awake at night, tossing and turning, knowing that the alarm clock is going to be going off in a couple of hours, but you just can't fall asleep. It's something that millions of people deal with on a nightly basis here in Canada. But we're here to talk about some of the solutions. We've got a naturopathic doctor, Shelly Linehan, to talk about some of the natural solutions. But you say that the most important thing is first diagnosing why you're having trouble sleeping at night.
Treat the cause. Absolutely. So a lot of people will come in and they'll say, you know, what can I take for sleep? The problem is there are so many approaches to manage poor sleep. You really have to identify the reason why you're not sleeping. And there are many reasons why people don't sleep.
So now, first of all, so you're saying there's some natural solutions. So we're talking about not going to the drugstore and grabbing sleeping pills or something like that. Obviously, that's not a good idea.
Right.
So let's look at some of these natural solutions. Now, I'm going to try and pronounce these.
Okay, yeah.
Melatonin. That one I can pronounce, and you've got some of that here. Now who would need something like this to fall asleep?
So melatonin it's an interesting topic because melatonin is sort of recognized as probably our most common sleep aid. It's sort of the one that everyone recognizes when they can't sleep. They reach for the melatonin. Ironically, though, it's probably one of the ones that is going to work for the fewest people because melatonin will only work for you if you have a melatonin deficiency or if you've thrown off that natural cycle of melatonin production. So really helpful in shift workers, if you're traveling. There are some disorders where we just don't produce enough melatonin. So if you are truly melatonin deficient, it can be a wonderful aid. If you are not, it will not help you.
Well, how do you know if you're melatonin deficient?
Well, so you look at lifestyle. Shift workers, travel, that kind of thing. There's also a pattern of sleep complaints that tend to lend towards melatonin support, and those tend to be people that can maybe get to sleep but don't stay asleep.
Okay, so let's look at some of the other, this is theanine.
Theanine. So l-theanine is actually very safe. It's actually an amino acid, most commonly found in green tea. So it gives us that sort of calm but alert feeling. So this is really, really helpful for people whose complaint is, you know, they can't fall asleep because they've got that mental restlessness and that sort of hamster wheel in the cage, running. So it helps to calm you down. It's not sedative at all, so very helpful for things like anxiety during the day as well.
Okay, so it's not going to put you to sleep when you drink it during the day. That's
right.
Great. Okay, GABA. This one, I've never even heard of this.
Right. So different categories, right? So our melatonin is hormonal. Our theanine is actually an amino acid. GABA is a neurotransmitter. So again, it sort of helps with that mental unrest and really helpful for anxiety-related sleep disorders.
Okay, which I'm sure a lot of people deal with stressful days.
Especially during the holidays.
Especially during the holidays.
Especially during the holidays, yeah. Where
with everything that's happening.
You know, the list of things that you have to do, yeah, that you run over and over again in your head.
Do you recommend that people go to a doctor before taking this, and or is it something that you can self-diagnose?
Well, so these, first of all, I mean, they are safe. Melatonin is something we don't recommend for long-term use. It's sort of more, you know, like if you've gone on a trip and you want to rebalance, that's fine. The others are safe. Your biggest danger, I suppose, is just wasting your money if you don't choose the right supplement.
Okay, so that's the important thing. All right, what's Valerian?
Valerian.
Valerian.
Yeah. So then we
go. I told you I was going to have trouble with some of these.
That's why we're here. So then we have our simply sedative herbs. So they don't really address any particular problem. They are just sedative. So they just help you get to sleep. Something that you may not. Valerian, for example, probably not something you want to take in the day. Because it will make you sleepy.
Okay, and you've got other herbs here as well that you say can work for some people.
Yeah, so then you can get sort of fancy and they'll combine various sleep aids. These are sort of our basics, and then different companies will sort of put together different combinations. So it's more of a shotgun approach. So if you're not sure what your problem is, you can sort of choose some of the combinations. They are a little more expensive.
So they're combinations of these products here.
And some nutrients. Magnesium's great for anxiety, muscle relaxation. But the key really is identifying the cause of why you're not sleeping. So big complaints are adrenal health, stress management, cortisol imbalance, pain. So they can all be helpful.
But what if somebody just doesn't know what the cause is? What are some tips on identifying the cause? Maybe you just don't know that you're stressed out.
Yeah, go have an assessment. Have someone talk to somebody about your sleep, your patterns, your lifestyle, because you can get a lot of information about sort of what the cause is by the situation that you're in.
Yeah. Now, where can people get these different supplements? I mean, is this something you can get at the drugstore, the grocery store?
For sure. You can get most of these at any health food store or drugstore. These ones in particular are professional lines, so they're a little bit more difficult to find. They tend to be sold where there's a naturopath, a medical doctor, or a pharmacist on staff, and they tend to be higher dosage, better quality, and better form, so they're more highly absorbed.
And what about costs? Are these more expensive alternatives? Are they relatively well priced?
They would be comparable to something sort of over-the-counter sleep aids that you would find at your drugstore.
Oh, so it's not, I mean, it's a healthier alternative, and it's not like you're having to dig deeper into the pocketbook either. So it's obviously a good thing to at least try if you're having trouble sleeping at night. Thank you so much for doing this, Shelly. If people want to get more information, of course, they can check you out at fullcirclehealthcare.ca and check you out on Twitter as well. Thanks again for doing this. We are going to take a quick time out here, but we'll be back right after this break.